Have you ever wished you knew the secret to creating an atmosphere so intimidating that men would think twice about crossing you? To the point that ladies can't resist pursuing you. Crowds genuflect at your very presence, as if you could speak 1,000 words. The air of inevitableness is what you seek, that quiet authority that commands reverence or dread when people speak your name. Make sure you grasp this. No amount of shouting, arrogance, or desperate acts can convey true dominance. It is constructed by quiet deliberation, controlled aggression. Machiavelli famously said, "Power isn't about being loved or feared, it's about being necessary." When your aura makes others believe they cannot afford to oppose you, you win before the game begins. In this monologue, I will show you how to create that aura, the magnetic field that attracts others to you and makes them do what you want. Join us as we navigate 10 distinct phases of change. With each one, you'll hone your mental fortitude. You won't only learn how to seem powerful by the end. A way to become untouchable will be shown to you. Stick around till the very end. Put "power flows to me" in the comments section. Here we go. First and foremost, the aura's base. Wherever there is conviction, power is born. In order to create an aura that controls people, you must first have unwavering faith in yourself. The world will eat you alive if you dally. Auras break as uncertainty sets in. Even if it's icy and merciless, Machiavelli believed that men will follow strength. Your presence should exude an air of inevitable confidence, the conviction that nothing can derail you from the course you've already set for yourself. There is no hubris here. It is a purposeful building. Your every expression, whether it's a look, a phrase, or a pause, must be meaningful. Unless you want other people to be able to manipulate your emotions, you need to learn to manage your reactions. The bedrock of your aura is built by this discipline. In order to show themselves, weak men babble. A powerful man's words are like a king's gold, sparingly spent but devastatingly impactful. Make it a habit to view every interaction like a chessboard. When people fill quiet with explanations, it shows their shortcomings. You, on the other hand, will remain motionless, listening and calculating. They speculate about your abilities and fear your potential more the little you show them. That dread is the germ of dominance. Leave a comment if you're ready to start living this way right now. I am respectful when I am silent. Second, controlled powers mask. You are more than what you appear to be. The world perceives it based on your actions. According to Machiavelli, people are more influenced by outward looks than by facts, and this reality serves as your tool. Do you get it? Unexpressed feelings, impulsive actions, violent outbursts, or intense excitement. These vulnerabilities allow the mask to be peeled off. You need to keep your face strong. Your singing is a methodical performance. The windows of dominance are your eyes. You can't be predicted when people can't read you. They have no power over you when they can't foresee your moves. This power is under control. Being so good at being yourself that other people look down on you as an art form in and of itself. Get in the habit of projecting an air of subdued power, the kind of calm that rattles the restless vitality of weaker men. Take your time and walk deliberately, as if the universe were bending to your will. In spite of the mayhem all around you, You must make it clear with every movement and pause that you will not be moved. You can't flaunt your power all the time. The fact that proof is never necessary is evidence of it. Do not try to draw attention to yourself as soon as you enter a room, like shadows falling under a sunny sky. It ought to land on you. Make sure you forge this mask. People will follow your lead not because you want them to, but because your aura is so powerful that they can't help but be drawn to you. Leave a comment letting us know if you get it. I wield my mask as a weapon. Thirdly, strategically instilling dread. Fear makes power flimsy. Men cannot be subdued via respect alone. It is better to be hated than loved, Machiavelli said. You have to accept this reality if you wish to influence people's decisions, even though many contemporary men struggle with it. Cruelty and irresponsible behavior are not signs of fear. Perception control is what it means. What this means is that you should aim to make your edge so sharp that people would naturally try to avoid cutting themselves with it. There is no need for the man who instills terror to yell, threaten, or grovel. Just being in his company has its effects. When others know they risk rejection, shame, or marginalization if they cross you, fear takes root. Violent action is unnecessary here. It calls for the capacity to deprive other people of something they cherish, whether it's acceptance, a chance, or even just the impression that someone is paying attention to them. Make sure no one knows how severe your penalties are. Captivate their curiosity. An enigmatic ruler who conceals. His hand is considerably more scary than an outspoken dictator who brandishes all of his weapons. However, equilibrium is crucial. Combine dread with practicality. People who are very afraid of you will conspire against you. Everyone who doesn't perceive any value in being in your shadow will eventually leave you. The key is to link dread with need. While everyone else fears losing you, be the rock they can always rely on. That duality makes loyalty unshakable. Make sure you grasp this. Loving men can be replaced. People never forget men who inspire dread. You need to learn the language of fear. When it hurts the most, use it silently and surgically, not violently. They should be able to make fun of other people as your aura warns them. Defy me and you will regret it. Nobody is going to make fun of you. Leave a remark if you're prepared to live out this reality. Being around me inspires both awe and dread. Practicing emotional detachment is the fourth skill. To control other people, you must master your own emotions to an extreme. Devotion, hopelessness, and excessive involvement. Men are bound and predictable by these chains. Machiavelli's words of wisdom murmur, never place your fortune in the hands of another. A lack of emotion does not imply a lack of existence. Being untouchable is the theme. You become the one, uncontrollable part of the human condition when you can't be influenced by anything not flattery, rejection, betrayal, nor even praise. Put it in your mind. Rejection causes most guys to disintegrate. When insulted, they lose control. They are pleading for approval. Their strength dissipates in that vulnerability. You, on the other hand, exude an eerie and captivating power when you remain calm in the face of betrayal, when you keep silent in the face of insult, and when you stop chasing after what goes. People anticipate feelings. They crumble into confusion when you withhold it from them. That air of mystery is what makes you special. You can also get more accurate calculations when you detach. Intense feelings cloud rational thought. It is cleared by detachment. You can take the game at face value and confidently move pieces around. A man's heart will win over him if he loves without restraint. Anger consumes the hateful man who lacks a plan. Love and hate are tools, not chains, for the dispassionate man. Stoicism is not a sign of weakness because of this. Made of iron and steel, it is the furnace. The capacity to keep your composure while everything around you burns is a skill you must perfect. Machiavellian resilience boils down to that. Freedom of choice is yours when you separate. You get to decide when to take action, launch an attack, back down, and put on an act of generosity. You are free from control since nothing owns you. Put your hand up if you're prepared to conquer frailties. Nobody can touch me. Fifthly, being an expert with both words and quiet. Silence is the cloak that protects words, which are weapons in and of themselves. The majority of guys waste both by being careless and making too much noise, which shows that they are weak. Even before he speaks a word, a man who is skilled at silence has command of the mental battlefield. Machiavelli understood that rulers should keep their true goals hidden and that remaining silent is a powerful defense mechanism for any plan. Refraining from speaking out allows people to better understand, anticipate, and undermine your every move. Some people feel nervous when there is silence. As you stand by impassively, it forces them to expose their vulnerabilities, fears, and hidden agendas. As you sit quietly, you take notes. Sitting quietly allows people to reveal more of who they are. And when you do decide to speak, each syllable hits like a nail. Your audience will remember every word as if it were a holy text. However, being a master of quiet is equally important as being a master of words. No need to use words to describe it. They are intended to persuade. Accuracy, sharpness, and deliberateness are required of them. Keep your words simple. Let your words influence how others see you. Master the skill of authoritative language use. Prompt, succinct remarks that make their points. Crystal clear, use language that emphasizes force, importance, and inevitable. Keep your language simple and direct. Plausibility begs for an explanation, while a lack of strength begs for disdain. Instead, use bold statements, clear instructions, or subtle provocation to get the other person to see things from your point of view. When you speak, let the pause that follows linger long. Make sure it sticks in their minds. Silence and words together are like a sword and its blow. When one is absent, the other becomes weak. Get this equilibrium right if you want to create an aura so powerful that people will feel your influence even after you're gone. Use fewer words, but make sure each one is sharp. Keep quiet and listen more. A sense of mystique, authority, and weight will permeate your entire persona, the magnetic presence of an unmistakable individual. Make sure you grasp this. A thoughtless word can depose a monarch. Disciplined speech creates dynasties. Patience is a virtue. Language has the power to inspire devotion, and the two combined create terror. Legends are constructed in this manner, by manipulating sound rather than just making more noise. Feel free to leave a comment below if you're prepared. to lead by quiet and conquer via speech. Kings cannot outspeak my quiet. The sixth point is the weaponization of being present. I am not naive. Your vibe is real. As soon as you step foot in a room, you will sense its powerful presence. Power that is invisible becomes palpable via presence, and it's constructed by purposefully manipulating space, energy, and the body. Make sure you grasp this. As a general rule, males shamble into rooms in search of affirmation and attention. Hope is never entertained by a Machiavellian mind. The sentence is quite directive. It all starts with how you stand. People can tell if you're a leader or a follower by looking at how you carry yourself. Take a position as if the floor were yours. Crossed arms. Tracked changes. Avoid unnecessary motions. He twitches, a feeble man. Powerful man moves with ease. Quickness is up next. Slow down compared to everyone else, because anxiousness gives birth to haste. Everyone else follows the man of presence's beat without even realizing it. Next, make direct eye contact. It's the oldest and most basic form of assertive communication. Stay still. Stay out of it. Remain stable. Keep your cool and let other people fall before you. Whoever averts their gaze gives up the unseen struggle. Plus, there's the ability to project one's aura, regulate one's voice and breathing, and even remain silent. You need to sound as if every syllable is chiseled into stone, deep, solid, and purposeful. When you stop, stand there for a while. When you do, the weight of your being dampens the anxious energy of people around you. Limited availability also helps establish a presence. Be careful not to be too accessible. The ever-present man fades into oblivion. The individual who makes an impact with his few appearances leaves a lasting impression. Upon your arrival, the room should feel different, and upon your departure, it should feel empty. That is the way that contrast helps people remember legends. Presence without belief is theater, and when pressure builds, theater falls apart. So you must also work on developing an inner conviction that bleeds forth. The room will conform to your every inclination if you convince yourself that you are its pivot point. Being present is not a chore. It is a part of who you are. You won't have to beg for respect after you've mastered it. It will be handed to you before you ever raise your voice. Feel free to leave a comment below if you're prepared to cultivate said aura. No one can deny my existence. Psychological leverage is the subject of number 7. You need to be an expert at using leverage if you want to control other people. The invisible shackles that limit their choices without their knowledge. Force does not constitute power. Pulling unseen ropes is an art form. There are 2 forces that motivate men, as Machiavelli taught us. Anxieties over potential losses and anticipation of potential gains. If you want to master someone, you have to figure out how to pull their levers. Every single one of us has our own set of anxieties, insecurities, and latent wants. Furthermore, when you convey the impression that you comprehend those concealed aspects more effectively than they do, your aura takes on a captivating quality. You have to keep an eye on this. Pay more attention than you talk. Notice nonverbal cues. Keep tabs on trends and conduct. Observe each response, each word choice. Those who lack strength tend to overlook nuance. Strong guys hoard them like weaponry. A person's values are yours to keep once you discover them. Make it hard for them to get your approval if they need it. If they are worried about being left out, gently bring out how precarious their position is. Take up the role of gatekeeper if they are ravenous for opportunities. Leverage is a powerful tool because it enables you to exert control and dominance without showing it. Dark psychology and Machiavellian realism meet here. Responding to people is not all you do. In truth, you have created the screenplay, but you manipulate their reactions, sow ideas, steer emotions, and make them think they made their decisions freely. Leverage requires discipline, but true power is unseen orchestration. Keep it understated. People will fight back if they feel manipulated. A control that goes unnoticed is the most effective. Allow children some autonomy so they can learn to think for themselves, but gently guide their decisions so they achieve your goals. Instead of controlling by brute force, the most powerful rulers and conquerors of all time perfected this art by creating inescapable webs of influence. Determine the most common fear of others around you. What is their greatest desire? Then shape your being such that you are simultaneously their greatest hope and worst nightmare. You are indispensable because of that duality, and irreplaceability is the weapon of choice. Keep in mind that men can betray leaders they don't have to, but they can't do it to those they rely on. You have ownership over someone if you can become the unsung hero who ensures their continued existence, personal development, or sense of self-worth. We are not being kind here. It stands as a plan. Playing chess with human psychology is like using leverage. Each move is nuanced but ultimately crucial. When you've mastered it, chasing influence will become second nature. You will be pursued by influence. Leave a comment letting us know if you get it. The hidden strings are within my power. The eighth principle is the strict enforcement of limits. The things you refuse to put up with are the building blocks of your power, not your actions. When people don't respect your boundaries, your aura will crumble like a crumbling fortress. Weak guys give in too easily, compromise too frequently, and accept too much. And by doing so, they show the rest of the world how to ignore them. None of it can happen in a Machiavellian mind. Boundaries that are ruthless do not involve cruelty. Transparency is key. They make it clear without saying a word how valuable your presence, energy, and time are. These things are considered luxury. People will deprive you of your aura when they feel safe enough to cross you. Your value, however, increases exponentially the moment they comprehend that every deed carries weight, every breach incurs cost, and every insult has consequence. Respect is the germ of fear, and boundaries are its bedrock. Kindness is not a sign of weakness. Being kind should not be your default behavior, but rather a choice you make. Mastering detachment is essential for enforcing limits. You simply ignore or disregard someone who squanders your time. You remove yourself from a situation if someone treats you disrespectfully. Make the exploiter regret trying to take advantage of you. Without ever hesitating, you must act. Reluctance shows vulnerability, and when you're weak, it's easy to escalate. Be firm, unfeeling, and swift when enforcing your boundaries. An aura about you will grow strong and formidable, a source of both admiration and terror. However, setting limits also helps you exert more control. Denial of access increases demand. Rareness creates worth. Keep in mind the aristocracy. Their mystique stems from the fact that they are not accessible to everyone. Acquiring the skill of saying no is essential if you aspire to have an aura that can change people's minds. Express yourself calmly without remorse or justification. Saying no is the most dominant power move you can make, since it makes everyone else bend over backwards to please you. Internal and external factors both contribute to the formation of boundaries. You need to establish limits for your own emotional outbursts, laziness, and indulgences. The world will find ways to exploit your weaknesses if you are unable to discipline yourself. At the very top of the hierarchy is self-control. Everything else falls to pieces in its absence. An authoritative man is one who is in charge of his hunger, his time, and his reactions. An impulsive man is someone who is easy to mock. You must emanate an atmosphere of uncompromising discipline, impervious to the influence of others and free from personal corruption. Being an example of this standard will cause others to either follow your lead or drift away, both of which will increase your influence. Just leave a remark if you're prepared to use borders as weapons. My boundaries are impenetrable. The specter of calculated brutality. Number 9. Being fully present, silent, having some clout, and setting some boundaries are all necessary at some point. Most guys will never confess that, but if you want to control people, you have to accept this truth. It is possible to exert influence by the strategic use of cruelty. Cruelty, when used correctly, can gain power more quickly than misguided mercy, according to Machiavelli himself. Cruelty is not the same as careless brutality, and while the weak run away from this truth, the strong know it. Fistfights are under control. To dare to do the impossible, to break through barriers that hold back the mundane, to make an impact that will last is what it means to be truly remarkable. Strategic cruelty entails sparing punishment, but making sure it leaves a lasting impression when administered. What this implies is that you aren't looking for conflict, but when one arises, you deal with it in a public, forceful manner that discourages others from doing the same. People need to take away only one thing. The price of treachery is too high to justify the pain of crossing you. Violent action is not necessary. Imagination is needed. A person's reputation can be silenced. Take away their chances. Withdraw assistance just when it's needed most. Political brutality has no boundaries. A tactical move. When carried out with icy logic, brutality sets a standard. It gives the impression that your aura is not soft, but rather sharply defined. But brutality must be evaluated. When used excessively, it transforms the user into a despot who incites uprising. If you use it too lightly, its sharpness will be lost. Time and size are the keys to success, both unusual and sharp enough to leave a lasting impression. Imagine a dangerous animal. Does the lion prey on any animal it sees? The quantity. A wave of terror washes over the herd as it hunts with pinpoint accuracy, picking and choosing its prey. That includes you. You are also a target of strategic cruelty. Your own mediocrity, your own frailties, and your justifications need your savage brutality. Put an end to sloth before it ruins you. Before they eat you alive, break out of your comfort zones. You become an unstoppable sword when you brutalize yourself. When people see how disciplined you are, they will know they are no match for you. Their attention is swayed by your acknowledgement. Be careful not to conflate anarchy with cruelty. An empire's strength declines in an anti-climax. Subdued brutality nurtures them. It takes mastery of both kindness and fear to create the aura you desire, the aura that can influence people's decisions. Grace elevates your stature. Brutality brings you to mind. You become untouchable with the balance. Kill with pinpoint accuracy, deliberate intent, and unbridled wrath when the moment comes. Anyone lurking in the shadows should take note of the wounds you inflict on your adversaries. The genuine Machiavellian approach is that the key to securing power is not a never-ending state of war, but rather massive, immutable protests. Post a remark saying, "My power is edged in steel." That makes you number 10, the untouchable crown. Let us know whether you get it and are prepared to shoulder the burden. There is a single endpoint to all of our constructions: the masks, the quiet, the fear, the distance, the presence, the leverage, the boundaries, and the brutality. Personal autonomy. You do not bestow the title of untouchability upon yourself. When people stand before you, they get a sense of status. A sense of inevitable doom permeates it. A feeling that nothing can hurt you, not even a plot, an insult, or a betrayal. To evade ordinary men's manipulations and control while giving the impression of never trying is to be untouchable. Wearing this crown in solitude is as important as forging it with discipline. The untouchable man isn't looking for approval. Yes, he makes it. Opportunities find him rather than the other way around. He is not the type to ask for devotion. The intensity of his aura makes him demand it. Fortune smiles upon the courageous, according to Machiavelli. Striking off without a plan is a recipe for disaster. Real bravery is taking calculated risks while backing them up with multiple layers of preparation. The untouchable man is always careful. We calculate every step. Lack of speech is always a trap. No expression is genuine. Every movement conveys meaning. Others begin to think he is unbreakable due to his consistency. He is protected by that conviction. Make sure you grasp this. Authority is ephemeral. Every monarch, empire, and titan in history collapses at some point. You can appear eternally young just by standing. People will submit to you not out of obligation, but because they feel trapped in your presence. Dominance at its pinnacle is that unavoidable, low volume, and orderly. One must unite all the principles into one being in order to become untouchable. Your stillness is a powerful statement. The purpose of your disguise is to hide your plan. A measured and intense terror is required of you. No matter how hot other people get, your distancing will keep you cool. The very air you breathe will change because of you. Men must be made to act like pawns by your leverage. They must be afraid to cross your boundaries. Your brutality needs to be pinpoint, accurate, chilling, and unforgettable. Your aura will be so strong that others will be unable to resist you once you've finished weaving everything together. Why? Not because you try to compel them, but because they can't seem to resist your advances. Here rests the pinnacle of invulnerability. It has no monetary value. You can't make it up. No one can take it. A combination of unyielding resolve, Machiavellian strategy, and severe self-control is required for its construction. The way is now clear to you. Whether or not you choose to walk it is the only remaining question. To end, please let us know if you are prepared to assume this authority. Nobody can touch me. Keep in mind that you shouldn't think twice about acting on your desire for power if this monologue enlightened you. Make sure you're the first to get my new weapons by giving this video a thumbs up, subscribing to the Machiavellian Mind, and enabling notifications. You can't afford to waste time on the way to power.